Hey, what's up guys, TheJordude here, back again with another Shadowverse deck and gameplay video. A lot of you guys have been asking me for a Roach deck for the World Uprooted meta. Usually I do a Roach deck in the first few videos, but it took me a little bit longer because I'm still, to be honest, experimenting with different Roach builds. There's a lot of different flexible spots that you could play around with the build, so I'm trying to find what's most optimal in the meta, especially because the meta is still fresh and new decks are still emerging. So when the meta settles, maybe Roach could be a bit more refined. But this is the deck I came across with. Basically, as you saw from my Machina Forest video, I got wrecked by this new legendary, Awakend Gaia. Basically, you reduce him by, meaning it's conditioned a bunch of times. You can play him from like 4 or 0 cost, and then he can destroy 4 random enemy followers. So he could be a good board clear. This card, however, can be quite clunky, so I'm only running 1 copy because usually when I'm playing games, I find that I could play him once, but 2 I don't really need. Of course, you might want 2 for consistency, but I'm actually running triple alchemical confectioner in this deck. So because Gaia is a natural card, you can draw it off your confectioner. Your only 2 other natural cards are your fertile aether and your traveler's respite. So the chances that you pick up the Gaia and your confectioner is quite high, I would say, and your own natural draws as well. So I think having 1 is actually consistent enough in this deck. Because we lost cards like Carbuncle, we don't have those extra evos anymore, so I cut cards like Reno completely from this build. You don't get enough evos to get the Union Burst off early enough. And also I don't really have the space. This deck kind of transitioned more heavily onto the Roach as a combo deck, more so as a control and late game deck that it used to be able to do, just because you don't have as good of control options anymore into the build. So the deck is more focused on cheap cards and drawing through your deck and trying to get your Roach as soon as possible. I've included 2 copies of Ironback Beetle in this build as well. It's an additional 1-drop. It can also just trade because it has Rush, and if you get 4 cards played this turn, you get an additional Beetle. The clash where you could get +1 is a little bit hard to get off sometimes because some situations you don't have a Machina on the board, but that's fine. The additional Beetle helps enable combos, it helps enable stuff like Harvest Season a lot easier, and it also boosts up your Phantasmal Fairy Dragon quicker. So I'm actually running triple copies of Fairy Dragon because you do have more cycling, more cheaper stuff. Fairy Dragon itself is a cheap card to enable combos, and you should be able to get bigger quite quicker. So yeah, I've tried other variants of the build. As you can see, I have quite a bit of Roach decks on my deck list. I tried cards like Intertwine Resolve, but it was only like very mediocre. I've tried like a Machina deck that uses Roach as well. Didn't work out too well. And then I just tried like other variants like Ghastly Treant, more Harvest Seasons. So I'm still trying to find a good mix of cards to put together, but I've also seen some people play like Omni, the Wolf, as well as the other like Swamp legendary card that's an 8-drop and gives you a leader effect, but that card seemed way too clunky. But I guess if you're going for more of a controlled build, you could go for that. But yeah, this is the build I'm playing for now. If you guys have any suggestions on how you could improve this deck, or if you've played, mainly if you've actually played a Roach deck and you've been getting success with it, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd be interested in hearing your opinions. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Shadowverse content. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you guys next time. Bloodcraft. Probably Machina Blood. I've been seeing a lot of Machina Bloods today. Hoping it's natural blood though, because that makes our matchup a lot better. I might keep the Kokolo for extra card draw early on. Can throw back the rest. Hopefully I find a Roach or something. Okay. Oh yeah, this is definitely not budget friendly deck, guys. I'm sorry about that. Turn 2 here. I want to play Kokolo, but I might need this to trade because he might go like Vampire. I'm just going to play it now, like especially because we drew the Confectioner. The Confectioner is going to fetch us some more natural cards, which could cycle through our deck. So I think it's just a bit better. It's just a bit more efficient on my play points. I sacrifice 1 card now, but maybe I get some extra health by having this 1/2 on the board. Yeah, so there's the Unleash the Nightmare, so the Kokolo can help trade into these a bit. I'm just throwing another one. We do have an Awakend Gaia in our hand, so we could get down to probably 0 this game, which is definitely going to be helpful against Machina Blood. So I'll probably try to use my Kokoro. We have a lot of natural cards in our hand. I'm confident these could get up to the 5 destroyed before I play them. I'll burn 1 card if I'm okay with that. I guess I could play 1 Fairy Dragon though. So like activating Cobble shouldn't be too hard. Fairy Dragon's not getting any buff. Yeah, I would just play the tree. No, we still burn a card actually though. Don't want to use it either. I should have just played the Respite then, if I was going to burn a card anyways. Not having a Roach here sucked, because I could have played a Roach and just evolved to kill that. He's setting up for a Neria next turn, I guess. So he's going Fusion on 7. So he's Neria on 6, Fusion on 7. So he's got the ideal curve there. Burning Respite doesn't matter too much. I guess I just want to cycle a little bit. I think I want to keep the Aether to combo for May next turn. I think Back Conviction might be a real play. Yeah, I think it's actually something that we could do here because I kind of need to go through my deck a bit more. And I don't want to burn a card, so I'll just drop 1 Fairy Dragon. But we get Maze, so we'd still burn a card anyways. So tricky because I could just be dropping these, which is kind of a waste, but they're just clunky in my hand. Hard part. But actually Back to Conviction is kind of awkward now too because my hand is so full. You didn't have an area this turn. 8 wasting like heal against an aggro deck. Burning and Whirlwind sucks. Hopefully hit the 1 and 3. So very 50-50. Nice. Hitting the armor bat would have been scary there, but and for the most part we had so many cards in our hand. Now we're kind of running out of gas, but we have the Convection, I guess, so we still could go quite a bit more. I just want to find a Roach because we have like 2 bounces here. We still have our 3 evils. I guess he's doing this Evo, so I can't get clear on his bat, maybe? Would make sense. I could also Phantasmal Fairy Dragon to trade and bounce back. Finally get Roach. Also I need to Roach here. I think we want to kill the armor bat because it just doesn't get the droid back anyways this way. Yeah. I also get rid of the last word effect. But what's the stats? Like, he's got 9 Machina Forest destroy. Hopefully he didn't pick up like a bunch of free mono. Okay, I like that trade though. We're not taking the Malkinist to the face. probably use the Gaia next turn. The early game was super rough, but I think if he doesn't have 3 0-cost monos in their hand, we could be in a decent spot. The Gaia. Yeah, the Gaia's going to get a juicy clear here. Probably Confectioner, Roach, and Respite, I guess. Oh, we actually ran out of natural cards in our deck. I'm going to keep this Great Tree in our hand because we might as well. We're not doing anything with the card we draw off of it. And then I might need it to activate a combo like Kokoro or Arisa's Whirlwind as well. Don't think we ever bounce this back into our hand because it resets its cost at 12. This might be a game where I actually needed 2 Gaias, which is so strange. But if we had like a second Roach in our hand, like we'd almost be set up to kill him. We have 3 Roaches played, so this is the 4th. Guidance is the 5th. We still need another turn, I guess, because we have to evolve this Roach. Primal Giant for 9. How good is that? It gets us nothing, really. Like, maybe a Fairy Dragon or an Elf, and then, yeah, really doesn't do anything. He just hard played Techno Lord, wow. Start with the Great Tree, see if we could find Roach lethal. Is that it? 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we're only doing 13. Plus a evil 15, 21. I guess that is lethal then. I need to make board space. Well, we only found 1 Roach this game, and our early game was super rough. I mean, to be fair, I guess his fusion draw wasn't that great, but I think our opening was a lot worse than his. His endgame was kind of weak though. He didn't have that much pressure later. But Roach takes advantage of this kind of draw. It's usually just evil sword. I haven't seen many other swords still. We'll keep the Roach for sure. I don't want the Beetle. Fertile Aether possibly a keep. It's a good activator. Debatably could keep the Beetle because we're going second, but I kind of want to find like some card draw as well, like a Confectioner or like a Kokoro. Because if we have a Roach in our opening hand and we got Roach support cards, we might run out of resources quickly. But against Evil Sword, I think we're favored still. We were favored in the past because we could just run them out of resources, but without Carbuncle maybe it's a bit harder. The Beyblade could activate Respite now to get the 0-cost Great Tree in the future turns, but he didn't play anything on turn 2. Right now this is just a 1-drop. 1-1. I could ignore it. This turn. Not use my cards. Be Leon. I might as well play the Roach again and Evo it now. Yeah, it filters the Mei out of my deck. And then also I just get to use my Evo to pump to play 1 extra Roach to get to my win condition. So he's actually evolving his Steed Feast, so he wants to put pressure here with it. Luckily we have another Airbound Barrage, which will be nice. This turn is actually a clean Roach, Barrage, Roach, Kokoro. But I can also use my maze as well, or the Ironback Beetle instead of the Kokolo. Yeah, actually, I think passing up on the Kokolo this turn is fine. I could just Kokolo next turn. Yeah, this turn I kind of like just playing the Beetle here. They get buffed up too. Both of them get the buff, which is nice. Yeah, and like next turn I can activate Kokolo if I need some more card draw with like the maze. This actually gives me a board, and I clear his board completely. That should fine. Using his last Evo on this, which is good for me. He might have no, he's only used 2 okay, he's had 3 Evo, so Union Bursts are active for him now as well. I'm actually kind of close to getting the Kokolo Union Burst, so I might save it for next turn, which I could do. I think I'll save it for next turn. Yeah, I'm just going to go double maze. Hopefully hit the 5-2. Yeah. Good snipe there. Now my Roach is active. I can actually almost kill him with Roach. And we might actually find lethal with the Kokolo. Okay, now they hit the ward. But first I want to go Primo Giant Fairy Dragon so I can activate Kokolo. See what my draws are. I could use a Whirlwind. Yeah, because it also clears the Bane. I'm kind of out of gas, but at least have the Confectioner next turn to draw some more natural cards. I still have natural cards in my deck. 2 Aethers, Respite, and the Gaia. Gaia is kind of useless right now. I'd rather just draw the Aether and the Respite. I mana 5/5. Insane. Just no ward. No ward. You got 4 play points left, so you could have a ward here. Oh yeah, I forgot he still has King's Mice in his hand. Okay, a Whirlwind at least. I guess the Confectioner could go for a clear. The Roach is pretty sketchy on finding a lethal there. So I'm going to take the safe route here. This is really close to drawing me 2 cards, but I'm not on turn 10 yet. 1, 2, 3. I guess I might as well either see what we draw. We might find like a Roach, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're just gonna have to clear the board, which is fine. Like, what's his hand now? He's pretty out of resources. And we're just 1 Roach away from killing him, so we're definitely ahead. We're at 20 life too, so even if we have 1 turn where we just take a bunch of face damage on his board, I think it'll be fine. It's pretty bad. Ah, the Lux Blade. Oh, it didn't do anything. Okay. Yeah, the Primal Giant on 9s was really bad. I don't want to do it. And we still have 1 Aether and a Respite in our deck, so it's good. Oh, we only had one either. I'm going to save this for next turn. How do we get over the ward? Debatably putting in one roach. Yeah, I think we just respite here and just lower the cost on our Gaia. Save the Aether for next turn because we get to draw 2 cards from it. It's very rare to reactivate this. Yeah. We still have one Whirlwind in our deck, I believe. Yeah, we have one Whirlwind. Still decent health, so this probably doesn't matter. It's just that the ward's in my way. Like, I'd actually have lethal if he didn't have this ward. So we need to find like another roach just to pop the ward off. You have to kill that, I think. There's like, we could have possibly digged for a roach, but it's kind of sketchy here. We just want to take off a bunch of damage off the board. But I'm hoping if we just need to draw a roach to kill him. He still doesn't have any wards. If he doesn't have any ward here. Like one card's Twilight might. Ah, he's got an area. Ah, the second area. Seriously? Yo, where's the roaches? Yeah, we still have 2 roaches in our deck, 6 cards in our deck, and we have... It's crazy. We ended up having to be like a really control deck. Like our... What's left in our deck? We have 2 roach, I think 1 beetle. No, we played 2 beetles already. 1 guy. We still have a guidance in our deck, I guess. 1 Kokolo. Yeah, 2 roach, a Kokolo, a guidance, and a whirlwind, and 1 other card. Why does the sword have so many cheat? Can we deal with 2 wards? I guess if we could trade 2 units into 1, and then we have to have both roaches though. Okay, there's a roach. If we harvest season, we're going to be at 1 card. And only 4 play points. I don't think we have enough play points. I don't think we have enough cards in our deck. We could bounce back the Fairy Dragon for a card draw. Actually, no, we can't use the Harvest Season because I need the Guidance draw. So I need to Harvest Season for 2 cards. I should have started the turn off with Harvest Season then. Maybe we don't need the guidance because we have triple Machina tree. He's at 16. That was the second Twilight Blade, I believe. Okay. Oh, okay. Fairy Dragon was my last card. Oh my god. We actually just drew like our entire deck to find lethal here. This game was crazy.